Hi there, I'm Greg from SHAiR, and this is Garrick. And we're here to tell you 5 mistakes that I made as a host in my first few months hosting my fleet. First mistake was back in last September, I think it was.
Yep.
And I rented out a new Porsche 911, and brand new. And one of the things I made a mistake about was when the renter showed up to take the car, I didn't give him a thorough walkthrough of the vehicle and like how to start the vehicle, how to remove the roof, how to put gas in it. Unfortunately, the individual, when he went to gas the vehicle up at the end of his ride, he decided to pop the trunk, which is the hood, open the gas tank, which was actually the oil tank, and filled up the engine where oil is with gas. And thank God he filled it to the top, put the cap on it, and drove for about a block. Then he realized it, and then we had to get a taxi for him and a tow truck for the car and get the car flushed out 3 or 4 times after. So when you're listing your vehicle and you have a renter, I highly recommend you do a full walkthrough of where the gas tank is, how to charge the car if it's electric, how to start the car, where the hazards are if they get into an accident. Any type of vehicle you have that has a unique situation, like where the starter might be on the left-hand side, or it might be a push start or a cold start, it's very important you walk your renter around the vehicle and give them a full walkthrough of how the car operates. Number 2, Garrick?
Yeah, not charging enough for delivery. So you can set a fee to say I'll deliver it to local airports. This was at the time we were in Orange County, so LAX is obviously a huge airport. And depending on what app you're using, some of them limit you to how much you can charge for the delivery. Some of them are limited to like $120. Well, if you're going to LA and then you have to go back in an Uber and then you're gonna take an Uber back to LA at the end of the trip, chances are it's gonna be over that $120. So you definitely wanna make sure that before you offer to deliver the car somewhere that it's cost effective for you, and you can communicate that to the renter through the app.
Nice. Number 3, this is no particular order, is when buying a vehicle, sometimes if the car has a certain trim and a certain higher quality vehicle and it's substantially cheaper than the rest of the market, I would shy away from buying that car. I decided to buy a McLaren that was $10,000 to $15,000 lower than any other vehicle. Thought I was getting a good deal, and unfortunately, there was problem after problem, and a new engine later, and a new transmission later, I think it was,
yeah.
New turbos maybe?
Well over $60,000. So buying the car $10,000 to $15,000 below market ended up costing substantially more. And the buy was right. The car went out all the time, but when it's in the shop, you can't get any of that revenue back.
Yeah, so that car costed us substantially more than we paid for it. So when buying a car, there's a reason why it's way below market value, and usually it's going to be a lemon. So I should definitely shy away from those, and make sure that when you're buying a car that you get a full inspection on the vehicle from the manufacturer, and make sure that nothing serious is wrong with the vehicle. Number 4.
Insurance.
Yeah.
What insurance do you select? There's 3 different insurances you can select as a host. And so it's very common to have questions on which one is the best one to choose. You can choose the maximum insurance, which means it's going to cost you the most up front, but there's 0 deductible. Or you can choose the minimum insurance, which means you'll get most of every dollar that comes back, but you have up to a $3,000 deductible. And so the way that we figured that out is if you have a smaller fleet, maybe 1 or 2 cars, it will make sense to have the higher insurance. It might be 15 to 20% more per dollar earned, but you'll have 0 deductible. And so if there is an accident or damage and you end up paying a $3,000 deductible, on a fleet of 1 or 2 cars, that's a substantial amount. If you have a fleet of more than 10 cars, it makes more sense to capture the 10 to 15% more in revenue up front, and then in the event of an accident, paying that $3,000 deductible is going to be offset in a positive way by the amount of earnings you're gonna have by taking 10 to 15% more for every trip that happens.
Yeah, a good example of that is our average trips are 3 days, and total income is about $1,000. So if you look at it that way, it's about an extra $100, I say roughly, in insurance, but it could save you $3,000 off a minor little situation that the car might have to go through. Flat tire, hitting a curve, damaging the rim, you don't have to pay anything out of your own pocket. So that extra $100 is gonna go a long way for you in turn, for sure. Number 5, what's number 5?
Volume, discounts. Do you want to discount your cars? Do you want to go out all the time? Or do you want to charge a higher price and have them go out less of the time?
You want to keep your price high. There's a reason why it's valued at price. Pricing your vehicle, look around the market that has other vehicles that are similar to yours and how much they go for, and stick to that plan. It's definitely not worth your while to lower the price daily to get more people renting your car. You'd rather have a higher price and have the car go a little bit less. You're gonna have less wear and tear on the vehicle, you're gonna have less miles on the vehicle, and you're gonna get a higher quality of individual typically that's gonna be renting those cars, who will take a better quality care of your vehicle. So it's definitely worth your while to not discount your car to a cheaper amount. Keep it where it needs to be. It's okay to discount $10 a day or something like that, but nothing substantial, because again, car going out 15 times a month at a higher price point than going out 25 times a month at a lower price point, a lot more wear and tear for sure.
And less logistics, less people you have to meet, less time you have to take out of your day or your week to go meet people, pick up cars, drop off cars.
Which in turn will be cheaper for you.
Exactly. And make it a lot better for just a little bit of extra income and not feel like it's any work at all. So that's it. 5.
Well, that's our 5 tips of the biggest mistakes I made as a host my first few months. Please stay tuned for our next episode, which will be here next couple of days. Thank you.
Subscribe. Click it.
Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Greg from SHAiR, Garrick, Delafuente from SHAiR.
French scarf.
Thank you.